Our next two speakers, and I'll call them up one at a time, but our next two speakers spoke at our groundbreaking. The first was Zoe Oampo-Adams, who was an 8th grade student at the time of groundbreaking. She's now a sophomore at Bolton High School. Zoe, come on up.
Hello everyone, my name is Zoe Oampo-Adams, and I'm a sophomore here at Bolton High School. 5,068 hours. That is the amount of time I will spend in classes at Bolton High School in my 4-year high school career. And that does not even count the hours on end I will spend here participating in sports, student council, music, and other extracurricular activities. This school is an extension of my home, and the people within it are my family. Bolton High School has always been a home to me. However, this renovation and addition has made it a school that I am proud of, and that is what I think is so important. Now we have 4 computer labs and 4 mobile laptop cards. The changes and improvements that this school has undergone are endless, but it took a lot to make it happen. Several years ago, a small group of people realized that the school was in need of an upgrade. They had a vision of a school that was accessible to all people and met the needs of all of our community. Now I have a new challenge. I challenge all of you to take advantage of this great new school and all it has to offer, because this building is amazing and the opportunities it has opened up are endless. I would like to finish with how I began, with time. I only have 489 days left at Bolton High School. That is not very much time, but long after I have graduated, future generations of students will still be appreciating and benefiting from what the town of Bolton has done to show their belief in the importance of education. Thank you.
Next, Catherine Giuffre. Catherine was an 11th grade student at the time of groundbreaking. She's now a freshman at the University of Connecticut.
Hello, my name is Catherine Giuffre, and as Mr. Smith said, I'm a recent graduate of Bolton High School. Regardless of the change undergone by the building, the essence of Bolton High School exists not in its physical structure, but instead in the student body and staff. This modern building is an optimal tool used by the students that is and will continue to aid in developing relationships, expanding knowledge, and initiating new traditions. To me, this particular structure may not look like home anymore, but as the old adage dictates, home is where the heart is. And the experiences, memories, and lessons learned at Bolton High School will always have a special place in my heart.
Thank you, Catherine. We're honored today that former principal of Bolton High School, Mr. Joseph Fleming, has joined us.
Notes here. What did you say, Paul? 20 minutes? It was not 20 minutes of my life.
No.
Greetings, Superintendent Smith, town officials, parents, staff, students, and friends. First thing I'd like to do today is publicly acknowledge the work that Paul Smith has done as principal of the high school and also as the superintendent of schools. Great. But the building housed something else. It housed a cadre of people who cared about kids. So much so that in the mid-'80s, Mark Shedd, the Commissioner of Education, said that Bolton High School was one of the best kept secrets in Connecticut. I think it's not best kept anymore, but it's certainly one of the best kept. wonderful relations with young people. So much so that students were not put off by dealing with adults. Students went to Harvard, they went to Yale, they went to West Point. They went to the community colleges, they went to tech schools, but they were successful. They were successful because they had positive relationships here. And many, many went on to the field of education. In those days, the staff, male staff, wore shirts and ties every day. The women, they always look good. And the students did not wear short pants because it was Bolton High School, it was not Bolton Beach and Golf Course. You know, as I view the building now, it's a wonderful, wonderful 21st century edifice. As you go through this school, you'll know that the spirits of past staff, students are here. They're here to help you. It's a 21st century building. I love everything about it, but with apologies to Mr. Hooper, Mr. Hopper, I don't like the sign up front. The sign, it's great, it's 21st century, it's crisp, it's sharp, it's maintenance-free. It's got no soul. That sign, it's got soul. All right? That sign was put together, Joe Carvello and I, his daughter's here, one of my former students. Joe Carvello and I found a young fellow from Massachusetts, University of Massachusetts, an art major. We put him together with that rascal from the town of Bolton, Freddie Luck, and the two of them created that sign. And that sign's got soul. But I want to say, I love the building, I love what you've done, I love what's going to happen here. To all the students, great luck. Do good things. Remember your friends. Thank you very much.
Student representative to the Bolton Board of Education, Jenna Luck.
Good afternoon. My name is Jenna Luck and I'm a senior here at Bolton High School. I am very proud to be the third generation in my family to attend the Bolton public school system. My roots are deep in Bolton. My great-grandmother, Dorothy Luck, was one of the founders and one of the first presidents of the Bolton PTA. My grandfather, Fred Luck, attended one of the first one-room schoolhouses in the town. He still tells our family stories about having to walk to school and when times were tougher. Bolton High School was built in 1963, where my mother Heidi Luck and uncles John and Eric Luck graduated in the 1980s. They have fond memories of their years here at Bolton High School. They recall the passionate and dedicated teachers, as well as the exciting sports games, classes, and extracurricular activities they participated in. Now, after 4 years here at Bolton High School, I look back at my experiences and think about the stories that I will someday share with my family. I realize that I have taken my own memories and experiences from Bolton High School as they did. However, we have many more opportunities today than when my family attended school, providing me with an improved experience here at Bolton High School. I have my own irreplaceable memories of teachers, sports games, classes, and extracurricular activities as my family did. I am proud to say that I was able to experience the countless memories of the move into our new school, the construction, and the completed building. Although some of the times may have been a struggle through all of this, looking back now, I would not have it any other way. We have a brand new building with brand new technology to go along with it. Being one is an honor. Whether we realize it or not, this is history for Bolton. I also believe that the new and improved school doesn't take away the charm and unique qualities of Bolton High School. I feel the improvements in addition to the high school add to that true uniqueness of our town. The new school allows students to partake in many amazing opportunities, as well as improve their education. This new high school is a way to truly utilize all the capabilities of the students. When I was asking some students to describe their feelings about the new school, one simply said to me, "Let me put it this way, I actually enjoy coming to school." By providing students with this outstanding new building and academic environment, it has engaged them in learning and education. Bolton High School creates passion as well as capable, ethical, thoughtful, and responsible students. I am proud to say that I will have graduated from Bolton High School, and I am able to be a part of our amazing community. I would like to thank all of those who helped to make this new school possible. We wouldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
I got comments from Dr. John Hambrook, Vice Chair of the Bolton Board of Education.
Thank you. Teaching and learning. That's why I serve on the Board of Education, and I believe that teaching and learning is why all of us are here today. I just spent a day and a half at the CABE Convention, which is the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education, and it always inspires me to go away and hear people speak. We heard the governor, we heard the new commissioner, I heard Maria from Sesame Street. It was great. To go away and get energized is fantastic. To come back and get grounded is even better. One of the things I heard today is this: excellence. Excellence is the result of caring more than others think is wise, risking more than others think is safe, dreaming more than others think is practical, and expecting more than others think is possible. That's why we're here today. I want to thank the community for their vision in supporting this process that supports teaching and learning by making it easier, more efficient, more comprehensive, more inclusive. Our recent experience from the board to go down to the science labs and see the new way that they're teaching was amazing. As John said, the whiff and poofs, amazing. I want everybody to think that this is a building, but this is a facility. And what it's here to do is to facilitate teaching and learning. Thank you.
Follow, graduate of Bolton High School, now on the faculty of the high school.
Good afternoon. As an alumna of Bolton High School and a current member of the faculty, I am happy to be speaking to all of you on such a momentous occasion. I had the privilege of speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony a little over a year ago. At the time, I spoke of how I'm a very nostalgic person who has a hard time adjusting to change, especially change involving a place I have called my second home for almost 20 years. I'm not going to lie. There were times during this building project where I had a hard time adjusting to the transformation that our building was undergoing. The removal of the bulldog mural in the gym, and the gutting of classrooms where I first fell in love with science and where I began my teaching career were, for me, all tough milestones in the building project. The hardest moment, though, was the day the new wing opened, and I realized that gone were the days of being able to see the entire school by simply standing in the former lobby and gazing down 3 hallways. While change isn't always easy, it is necessary. And in the end, I know and feel in my heart that Bolton High School has been changed for the better. In just these past few months, I have witnessed an evolution of not only my own teaching methods, but those of my colleagues as well. We are rejuvenated by the technology now accessible in all classrooms, and have improved our way of delivering lessons and engaging with students. I recently attended the National Science Teacher Association Conference and went to workshops showcasing the new up-and-coming technology available for science classrooms. I took great pride in knowing that I was leaving that conference and going back home to a classroom that had the same exact technology. Bolton High School has always maintained a tradition of academic excellence, and the renovation of the building simply ensures that future generations of Bolton students will experience that same excellence, but in a 21st century context. John F. Kennedy once said, "For time and the world do not stand still. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future." We embrace the changes at Bolton High School and are in a better position to prepare our students with the learning skills necessary for success in the future. Upon the opening of the new building, I overheard a student explain, "We have a real school now, Ms. Carvalho." I would counter her sentiments by saying, "We've always had a real school. We're just a better school now." On behalf of the faculty and alumni of Bolton High School, I therefore extend my gratitude once again to the Bolton community for supporting the building project and helping us to continue the tradition of excellence so characteristic of a Bolton High School education. Thank you.
Graduate of Bolton High School and now principal of Bolton Center School, Mary Grandy.
Thank you, Paul. Good afternoon. It is still afternoon, so I can still say that. Welcome again to the ribbon cutting celebration for Bolton High School. As the principal of Bolton High School, I did not live through the day-to-day construction experience that has brought us here today. But I did hear a lot about it, and my little calls on the walkie-talkie didn't compare to what Joe Maselli was calling for on his walkie-talkies. Although I didn't live through this experience, I have lived the many years of discussions about building or renovating Bolton High School. In 1960, my parents, Andrew and Jean Management, purchased land in Bolton and built the house in which they still reside. My siblings, Tom, Mark, Jennifer, and I are all graduates from Bolton High School. While growing up, my mother was active in the PTA and various fundraisers. My dad, a longtime educator, served on the Board of Education as a board member and as the chair for what seemed like the span of all of our years at high school. And I'm sure the Giuffre girls can understand that. Education was important in our house, as was the condition of our schools. I remember two distinct conversations at the dinner table in middle school and high school. The first was the extension of 384, which resulted in two of our neighbors' houses being bought and torn down by the state. Today, as you know, 384 ends or begins at Bolton Notch still. Education was the other topic, and that discussion was renovating Bolton High School or building a new high school. Our graduating years were 1979, 1981, and 1983. During the years, Tom, Mark, and I experienced very few new things at Bolton High School: books, teachers, cheerleading uniforms, and a mural in the girls' bathroom. Jennifer, who graduated in 1989, experienced the addition of the library, now the Board of Education offices. Her enthusiasm and excitement about being part of this experience was monumental, certainly one that her siblings didn't experience. I also remember how proud I was walking into the new library, helping her as she and her classmates prepared for their graduation ceremony. I remember the pride, the honor that I still have and that she felt that evening. Since 1989, there have been other small additions and changes to Bolton High School, none compared to what we are celebrating today. Walking into the building in August, I was surprised, amazed, and proud of the transformation. The excitement that I felt and continue to feel when I walk into Bolton High School pales in comparison to how our current high school students feel every day when they walk in this building. After all these years, childhood dinner conversations about renovating or building a new high school finally have closure. Good things come to those who wait. We have waited. After many decades of discussions, we are here today, finally celebrating a new high school. As an alumni and educator in Bolton, I am grateful to all who supported this project and remain proud to be a Bolton High School graduate. Thank you very much for being here this evening.
Principal of Bolton High School, Joseph Maselli.
My first quasi-official moment, which seems 100 years ago, was indeed groundbreaking. I kind of hid over in a corner, nobody knew who I was, and I just sat and soaked it all in. And drove home that night asking myself, my gosh, what am I in for? Last year was a little crazy, and I had a motto that I kept hitting the staff and students with, and the motto was be flexible and keep smiling. This year, my motto is be grateful. And I want to take a few minutes with you now and talk about some things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that Catherine and Zoe are here speaking with us tonight as the speakers that night. Probably the two first students that I had a chat with out of all the students at Bolton High School. I'm grateful you're here tonight. We really couldn't have made this journey of ups and downs and ins and outs without the dedication of that staff. So I'm very, very grateful to the staff of Bolton High School. I'm also grateful for Paul Smith and the Board of Ed for inviting me to join the Bolton family at a very, very special time in the history of Bolton. I'm very grateful for that. Those over dinner. Thank you very, very much for being here.
Let me continue with just a few announcements because we are now at the important ribbon cutting moment. Upon completion of the ribbon cutting, everyone is invited into our student commons for a reception, light dinner. We have music from student musicians, so please, no tickets required. Everybody just go directly into the student commons and we will continue the celebration. If you arrive too late for the tour, we have several students here who would love to give you a tour of the facilities, or you can just poke into anywhere on your own. Every room is wide open. And please indulge me in a couple of very important thank yous. As you know, we've undertaken a large project which we're calling a new era in education, and a very grateful round of applause at the end to all of these companies that have stepped forward. Schoenhardt Architect, now a division of Fletcher Thompson, Kennedy Exchange Computer Outlet of Columbia, American Ladders and Scaffolding, Georgina's Italian Restaurant and Banquets, ShopRite of Manchester, Kelman Lawn and Landscape, Rockville Bank, Bolton Dental Group, Integrated Rehabilitation Services, T&J Auto Body, owned by alum Mike Walsh, A&A Pest Control, owned by alum Robert Muro, Country Carpenters, owned by alum Roger Barrett, Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, Bolton Community Education Foundation, Anderson Jewelers of East Hartford, Highland Park Market, and our gold ribbon donor, Gilbane Building Company. Thank you to all of our sponsors. I'd like to leave you with just one sentence. Jim Moran says, whatever good things we build end up building us. So today we celebrate the fact that you have built this school, and now this school will build the community of Bolton. Bolton High School will build us. Congratulations to all of you. I have two pairs now of golden scissors, Mrs. Karen Burgeon and Scott Bosco. And we'll even make this dramatic and give them a countdown from 5. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So please come right next door and let our celebration continue. Thank you all very much.